further comment until the process is complete.
Good job, Phil.
So in other words, I have no question.
Right.
Well, after saying all that, it's like, you gotta imagine there'll be some clapback from other programs out there saying, well, look, Memphis is possibly in trouble. How do you deal with that?
Man, I mean, I can't say anything about the situation, but I mean, I just gotta let it play out. Other programs are probably gonna try to do that.
You expect that, is what
You know, why wouldn't they?
Not talking about the situation specifically, but how does this kind of hang over the team for the rest of this year, and as you guys try to recruit players moving forward?
I can't even talk about it because I don't really want to mess up and say the wrong thing, so I gotta stay away from it.
Well, what about you personally? How do you deal with this right now?
Just day to day, just coming in and going to work. That's what I've been doing all along, so just coming in and going to work.
What about Wichita State?
Wichita State is going to be a really good game on the home floor. Got to protect home. They won a huge game at SMU, coming back from 24 down to keep themselves in the situation of the NCAA tournament where we're trying to get to. And we look forward to the challenge. We got ourselves out with losing 3 games in a row, then beating Houston, got back in, then losing to SMU, and then winning at Tulane puts us back in the conversation. So we know what we have to do.
Anything happened today that has surprised you in any way? Anything surprising about what happened today?
Not at all.
Obviously, going into a game that matters a lot on the court, like the fact that this team has been through a lot, do you feel like they are better equipped now to handle distractions, whatever they may be, than they were maybe back in November and December?
Yeah, for sure. Well, they were young, and back then. Now they understand that anything can happen, and that they've been through so much, and they're ready to just play basketball. They're locked in on the basketball game.
What mistakes from the game down there do you need to correct?
Turnovers. We had way too many turnovers, and our game plan from the very beginning was disrupted. We came out the first 3 possessions and didn't do our game plan properly, and that's on the coaching staff. We have to do better, and now they understand who those guys are the second time around. Tomorrow's game is not going to be about X's and O's. It's going to be more about heart and hustle.
Speaking of that hard hustle that started out the game at Wichita State, got down immediately, your next unit came in, got you back in the game, then you went with that starting group in the second half and immediately fell back behind again. Will that go into your planning on how you're going to attack them this time?
I think we're more prepared now. The guys were young. It was still early. It was early in the league. We played them, so now the freshmen have grown up more, understanding the game plan more, understanding their personnel more, so it'll be different. I think you try to give the guys a chance who started the game to correct what they did. You don't just want to go shuffling. If I go shuffling, then that's a problem too. So I just try to stick with the guys that are in the game and that have a rhythm, and they have a job to do as well, just like everybody else.
Coach,
one lone senior on this half the last 2 years. What has he meant for you in the program the last 2 years?
Well, he meant a lot just to even come here, because he didn't have to. For him to choose to go here, and he has been a part of some big wins for us in the last couple of years. And in practice, the way he pushes the guys, I'm definitely glad. And he graduated, since he's been here, so he's done an amazing job.
Speaking of that, it is senior day, but nobody is expecting Precious to come back. He's a first-round pick, basically. Would you consider, putting him out there for the fans and saying, give him a good send-off?
No, I haven't considered that because I don't really know what he's going to do. Coach, I really don't. I don't want to jump the gun.
I mean, if he did it, you can't.
How did Wichita State fall so far behind at SMU?
SMU played zone, and Wichita State was missing all their jump shots at first, and the momentum was SMU's way, and SMU just relaxed, and Wichita State got hot, and they put the pressure on them and got back into the game, and once it became closer, obviously the pressure's on the home team, and Wichita State pulled out a great win.
Coach, does it feel like you guys kind of get a punch, try to recover from it, then get another punch, try to recover from it? How have you guys tried to move on, and do you feel like you've been able to actually move on? And then also, what have you told the team to keep moving forward?
No, we have moved on. We're just playing basketball now. We're trying to win basketball games and make the NCAA tournament. That's enough motivation. life happens, and we're just going to keep doing what we've been doing and trying to get better every day.
Coach, for those. You run zone at them to try to knock them down early?
We haven't been working on zone all year. I mean, earlier in the year we were, but we haven't worked on it as much. I mean, we do have the #1 defensive percentage, defense in the country. So we're stopping the initial play. It's about getting the rebound. That's why I say it's about hard hustle. I think that says a lot about our defense. I think one-on-one defense has been a bigger problem, but stopping the initial plays has been pretty good.
Coach, for those still considering Memphis recruiting-wise, is there anything that you can say right now to assure them,
can't say anything.
just to assure them that this is still a place they should consider?
No, I can't say anything.
In a short
Sorry.
amount of time, what kind of mark has Precious left?
No, he's made a huge mark. I mean, he's a guy that came in, 5-star McDonald's All-American that had high expectations, and he's lived up to those. As a freshman doing what he's done, the only freshman in the country averaging a double-double, that's impressive.
Speak to the fact that he's actually playing like kind of out of position because he's recruited to play at one spot for James here. James gone, now he's got to do a whole different thing.
Yeah, well, he understood that when James left, and he's taken on a challenge and done really well with that. I mean, he doesn't want to be a 5-man, but he's doing whatever it takes for us to win, and I think that's huge.
The fact that he's come and flourished here, will it help for other recruits? I mean,
Yeah, for sure. They've seen him. I've heard recruits say, that because of his growth and what he's done and where he's come from, because a lot of people were praising him about how he's playing this year. It's totally different from what he's played in the past, the position that he wanted to be on more on the perimeter. He's taken on the load of being more inside and then dominating that spot.
Have
Yeah.
you seen any evidence of him feeling sorry for himself because this year hasn't been as, you're not undefeated, you're not rolling
No,
through. There's been none of that with him.
I think he understands what it is. He doesn't like the losing. None of us do. But he's not feeling sorry for himself. He's really just becoming more of a warrior every game and wanting to get more wins. He has not gone the other way.
Your experience coaching Precious versus your expectations, how do they match up?
I think the expectations were high, and my experience for him has been he's been willing to do whatever it takes for us to win. He has things to work on like everybody else, but what he brings to the table every single night is a double-double, and you have to be proud of that from a freshman.
How long has he actually played organized
I
basketball?
think he's only played ball like 4 or 5 years. I think he's doing it quite well. I think his best basketball is ahead of him for sure. When he gets to the next level, he'll be able to expand his game.
You don't know what he's going to do, but in your eyes, is he a lottery pick?
In my eyes, he is. Yeah, in my eyes, he is because he can guard 1 through 5, and inside game is potent as anyone else is in the league.
Obviously, the remaining games are crucial for you guys trying to get an at-large bid, but talk about just the seeding for the conference tournament. You guys have talked so much about wanting to get a top 4 seed. How important is you have to have this game?
Yeah, well, you'd have to win this one to even be in the conversation with everything else that's going on. But it's important. We understood that last year when we finished 5th and then had to play 4 games in a row. Lost the 3rd one, of course, to a tough Houston team. But you don't want to really play 4 games in a row. You will if you have to, but you want to have those 3 games.
Hey, considering everything that's happened this season to you and your team, how would you grade this season?
This season as a whole, with the youngest team in America, I would give it a B. To win 20 games and only have 9 losses with young guys that have never done a lot of what we're doing this year, I'll give it a B.
How fatiguing is this whole process? Like yesterday DJ, today this. How much of the toll is that taking on you and your coaching staff?
It's life to us, we keep things in perspective, and it's just life. I think that it does take a toll on you because it's just something else to deal with, but you just have to keep pushing, man. It's just life. That's how you look at it.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.